And they were like, you have another sister that you don't know about. You have a secret sister.
I've been dressed in pink leotards and a diaper doing 30 singing telegrams in February in Chicago.
The only person who was there was John Houseman, who was the founder of the school.
And now you're a Disney princess, is that right? Am I phrasing that correctly?
That's absolutely right. And that's another wish I had. So the universe, gives you what you want in mysterious ways.
Love, love, love. Oh, love wins, love wins. No, because love is conditional. Because love is based on the contingency that you can accept that person for whoever. It's about forgiveness.
Right.
That's what America needs to find.
Yeah.
It ain't love.
Because I don't know if you know this, but I think very few of us in the world have found a dead body.
Probably not, and probably
Right.
not under the circumstances that I found it.
Sure, so what was the deal?
Join us for all this and more on At the Elephants with Rob Morris, available now on YouTube and iTunes podcasts. Share, like, subscribe, now. Come on, get to it. Do it, you want to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a stick-up. We're taking over this At the Elephants podcast. We're going to use it for our own selfish purposes. My name is Roy Dodger. I'm the handsome one.
I'm Clarissa. I'm also the pretty one as well, I guess, if we're describing our looks.
I'm Bonanza Jellyfish, and I want to ride an elephant. Where are they?
Where are they?
Where are the elephants?
Take us to the elephants.
We need the elephants.
Rob, where are the elephants?
Commissary says I better get used to the
Hey, everybody, and welcome to At the Elephants with Rob Morris. Awesome show for you today. Not to disappoint you, but I'm afraid Mary Irwin will not be with us, as you might have just heard. The Bandits on the Run are here, live in the studio, if you can call it that. It's my back bedroom, but they're live here, ready to tell you their story, which is a pretty fascinating one, and to talk about their new Kickstarter campaign to fund their first full-length album. We'll get right into it. Quick note, I spoke with Lance Lumen and Kristen King, otherwise known as the musical act King Lumen. They're alums from the program, the drama school, and their son Gabe is currently the first double legacy in the school's history. So their episode's coming up pretty soon. And I do have Mary Irwin for you in a couple weeks, plus a bonus episode in between now and then. So stay tuned and enjoy. And stick around afterwards because I'm going to play a couple of songs off of their EP.
All right, so Bandits is our mask, our alias. My name
Wait
is...
a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you actually know that we were going to have a conversation today and this was all a bit? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Well, tell me who you are then.
Who we really are.
Reveal your true identity.
All right.
Well, you shouldn't go first. You should go last.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Oh, that's true. So I'll go first. I'm really Regina Strayhorn, and I went to the school and graduated in 2013 from drama.
It was a good year.
It was a good
It is a good year.
It is a good year
In fact,
for drama.
that was also the year I graduated. I'm Sydney Shepard, and that was also the year I graduated from the School of Drama, 2013. And this man right here does not belong here, but,
Oh, I disagree.
I belong everywhere.
He's sort of an honorary
pickle
these days.
That's true. I know a lot of the alumni. My name is Adrian Enscoe, and I don't know how to say this politically, but I went to the other drama conservatory.
He went to CMU.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I'm ashamed to admit it.
You shouldn't be because it's an excellent school.
Yeah,
It's a good
school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I it's nice, and it's really interesting to me to actually be immersed in this pickle culture because I hear about the classes, and there are a lot of things that I find very similar and a lot of things that are very different, and it's kind of cool.
Did you know about the school before you started to get to know everybody?
No, I mean, I grew up in a small town in upstate New York, and I don't know of anyone who came before me that went to a drama conservatory from my
Right.
school. So it was a total shot in the dark when I applied to conservatories. I barely knew what CMU was. I just went and auditioned, and I had a good time there, and that was that.
Right.
But I mean, before that, I thought I was going to go to NYU because that seemed like the drama conservatory, and then you get to the real conservatory and everybody's poo-pooing on NYU.
No, I love that. I love when people stumble onto this place in whatever way that they do, because like my best friend Brandon, who's the reason he was 2010, he's the reason I came to this school. I wouldn't know about it. And he was at a Unified in Chicago, and he was had all these he's going to Juilliard and all these places, and he had all these auditions lined up, and he stumbles upon the Bobs who audition us, and just like he's like, what is it, North Carolina?
Yeah.
Maybe as practice for my Juilliard audition, I'll just go in there because I don't care. And he's just like, can I audition for you? Like, has not submitted anything or anything. You just walk by, you mind if I audition? They're like, yeah, sure. Well, he ended up coming here. Yeah, and he killed it. And he didn't get into Juilliard. And then he got home and did some research and was like, oh, shit.
This is a real thing.
And he'd already gotten accepted, but kind of been like, bah. He didn't know that it meant anything to him. And then he got, I think, a call. I think I've heard this from more than one person. I think Ace Jernigan told me the same story. But he got a call from Robert that was like, what the hell are you doing? Come here. We haven't heard. We sent you an acceptance letter and you've said nothing. Like, what's the matter with you? This is a huge deal. Get on your motorcycle or get in your car and jet your way to North Carolina and come to our school. And so they did, and that's great. I love it when people just run into this place because it's so hidden.
It is.
It's a gem.
It really is.
So you guys only went to school, the arts, for 4 years, is that right?
That's
true.
not right. We went to What? We went to high school here as well, our senior year. Side note, we were neighbors.
We were.
Which was really fun.
We lived in
Moore.
We lived in the Moore dorms on the first floor, and I lived in 107, and you lived in like 105 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I always remember that number
exactly.
for some
Yeah,
reason.
I'm shocked that you remember that.
But we were next door neighbors, and I comforted her when her goldfish died.
Yeah, that was my first pet that ever died.
Oh no!
And Sydney was there. You helped me. Thank
so we
you.
go way back. Long story short.
That's mad sister support.
Yeah.
It is. It really is, and it's been so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Very sincere. It's been very
absolutely.
important. Yeah.
It's it feels like such a cliche thing to harp on. I won't go on about it, but like the relationships you make, it's like the people who meet through this stuff, regardless of how they end up involved in it. It's like there's something magnetic and gravitational that's like, these are the people that I want to know.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
It's like
Absolutely.
this is the track. Absolutely. So you two started playing music together when?
Yeah, we started playing music during intensive arts. We would I don't even know exactly how.
I don't know how it came about, but we were.
I feel like our third year was the year that
we did
you guys
something
did
second year too.
We did something second year because I remember rehearsing.
Second year, third year, and fourth year. We sort of made it like a little tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But Regina always wrote a lot of poetry, and I started writing songs like my senior year of high school, and so we would just share things with each other, and then it ended up being like, oh, let's do a thing. Like, it wasn't like a huge like, let's make a band. And it was literally once a year we would get together and just like jam for a couple weeks and like write songs together. Yeah. And they always turned out pretty cool.
And got a pretty positive reception.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, everyone always really liked them, but it was never very.
And then you go back to work.
Yeah, and then you go back to
Yeah, it was never like in the future we're gonna be a band together. It's practice. It was just it's just fun. It's just fun.
And so when did it become something in the future?
Well, I got to New York and I met Adrian. It's actually a funny story. We met in the subway.
That'd be a funny
that's
story.
how we That's how we met. He was busking in the subway.
It's just pure serendipity.
Yeah, it was.
Sure.
It
I was playing music in a subway station that I never played
and
music
I never
in.
go to that subway station either.
Yeah,
And she
never
was-
really used that subway system.
Yeah.
Or that subway station.
What line were you at?
We
The
were
L
on,
train.
Oh, sure.
at
on-
3rd
on
Avenue.
Third
you
Avenue.
either use that or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we use it all the time, but I never use like the specific 3rd Avenue subway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
right.
It's like there's nothing around 3rd Avenue.
Right.
I just was on my way home from a very unsuccessful busking attempt, playing music. It's called busking.
Well, playing music isn't called busking.
Yeah,
like
playing music
performing
on
on
the
the
subway
street,
or on the
performing
street.
music in a public place for money, or
So-
like an act is busking. People don't know that term. Is the reason why I say that is because people are like, "You're buskers. What does that mean? Like, what does it mean that you
Well,
go busking?"
you know,
And so,
Loyal listeners of the show will remember that on episode 6, I did a whole profile on that guy, Andrew Colleen.
yeah,
Oh,
he's one of our good
He's our
friends.
we love him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Andrew is
And
the sweetest.
I did a whole thing because it
When-
had
when he
literally
got all the
just
thing with
happened.
the- yeah.
When that whole incident went down, and then I also featured like Ryan and Daniel playing in the subway on the same episode, and then I think an original song from Stephen Meyer. It was like a whole music themed episode.
We're actually playing a show with those two
groups.
acts.
Yeah.
When we get back.
In November.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you're
But-
in New York, come see it.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
definitely.
Arlene's
Tangent.
What's the date for that?
November 5th at Arlene's Grocery. I think Sarah is, Steven's at 7, Ryan and Daniel are at 8, and then we're at 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. But
You
anyway,
guys have been doing a lot of those, like
yeah.
packing these like little alumni events, because that's smart for,
Well, it's-
everybody knows all you guys.
It's smart and it's fun, and it's like those shows get attention with people from the school, but it's sort of like one of our things is to create bills with people that we like and respect, and that like not even just in CSA people, like people we've met on the street, people we've ended up playing shows with. It's we like to keep an open sort of collaborative feel.
You make it a community.
Yeah.
Like, when you're not just an isolated individual act in like one hour slot in a place that maybe a couple people know you. Like if you have an entire night that's full of friends and family, then it's gonna feel fun and people will come and enjoy themselves no matter what.
It'll feel more like an event.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Regina, the original
Let's go back
question.
to the origin
Oh, yeah.
story.
Origin story.
So so then Adrian and I, started hanging out and
Well, yeah,
playing
because
music together.
she was the only person in the subway.
No, I wasn't.
You were one
There
of
were-
like 3 people in the subway, and you were the one person that was listening. And she clapped, and I said, "This chick looks cool," and I started talking to her. And the L train was fucked up as usual.
What?
Yeah.
The New York City subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The L train is always fucked up.
Okay.
Go online. There's.
Are we allowed to curse?
I know
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah,
to
okay,
believe,
okay.
but it was.
Go to www.istheltrainfucked.com and
Right.
you can get a live update.
It'll
about
either
whether
say
the-
yep or
Now I'm gonna
no.
have to buy that URL.
and make tons of money.
Yes.
Word yes.
Just always.
Yes.
But
It is.
anyway,
It's
long
cheap.
story short, the L train was fucked, so we had lots of time to get to know each other, and we ended up going out and getting a drink.
And then I was also working on a production that was in the basement of a old church building at the time. So I asked Sydney, it was nearby where the L train got off. I asked Sydney if she wanted to come down to this basement with me.
So
Which
yes,
in
okay.
retrospect, it sounds
creepy.
really creepy. But to me, it was just like, check out this thing that I do.
So yes, back to the story about the band. Yes,
Yeah.
I went home with a creepy stranger on the subway, and then we ended up dating and playing music together.
We were
Basically,
writing
yeah.
some songs
That is
together.
two fascinating sides to the same coin. Because I love that
No,
you
we
paint
didn't do
such
it like
different
that.
pictures.
No, it was a very romantic, awesome, strange, very like quintessentially New York experience.
Like since that moment, I've heard other people's accounts of when Sydney came back and was like, I met this person on the subway.
How
He
does
took
it
me to
differ
a
from
basement?
Adrian's version?
Oh no, it's just funny because at the time it didn't seem like
You know that you're a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, but like nobody else.
But everybody else must have been considered.
But they're like, he didn't
thinking,
lock you up
"What?
or kill you or, you know.
You went home with somebody that was playing. Went home with one of those people.
And she's like, but he was really cute.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
To
like,
be
and
fair,
he was good.
he was good at
and
music.
he was cute.
You're like, oh god.
You don't even understand.
But
Exactly.
when I
Yeah.
would go and meet Sydney's friends after that, they would be like, oh.
I
That
was
wasn't what they were expecting.
I was in First Date at the time, and I
Which
told
I
some
saw.
of my cast members about it. And when I would talk about Adrian, they called him the busker. Like, that was his name. They're like, oh, the busker? And then, like,
Nice.
Adrian came backstage once, and then, like, the writer of the show was like, is that the busker? This is the busker? Like, you were, like, famous, but nobody knew your name because
People on Broadway
they
calling you the
preferred
busker,
to call
baby.
you the busker.
I would prefer people call me that.
Makes you so mysterious.
That's
But,
great.
but yeah, so we started playing music together, and then Regina was about to move up to New York a few months later, and I was like, oh, my friend Regina's moving up. We used to play music together, and I showed you some videos and songs from Intensive Arts, and you were like, this is great. We should. I don't know
Well,
if we should-
this production that I was doing was an immersive theater type of thing, and I found myself spending 2 shows a night in a small room, kind of making up the same story over and over again to one or 2 or 3 people, and I really got into this idea of like a close, personal, intimate interaction as a theatrical thing. I mean, I just like in thinking about all of this stuff that was in my head at that moment, I was kind of just aiming. I really wanted to do another project that would be in a public setting and be unexpected, a theater in an unexpected way. And so I was kind of racking my brain all the time, and I heard that Regina was going to move in, and Sydney had showed me all these songs that they'd worked on, and I was also like interested in doing a band. And then I was in LA, and I was listening with one of my friends to Band on the Run, the Paul McCartney album, and I was like, that would be hilarious if there were these like bandits that would get on a train and do a hold up, like in some kind of really whimsical way, and you would like, this would just be something that happened to you on your trip home, and you'd be like, what, this strange thing happened? Or to me, that'd be like the perfect kind of theater.
Right.
It's just like a random thing that happens to you that doesn't seem to really make sense in the real world, but nonetheless, it still happened to you in the real world.
It's like so regular people find that all of a sudden they're sitting at the table with like the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, what's happening?
What is happening?
Yeah,
It makes your life a dream, and that's what I mean. I like that.
No, that's beautiful, man. I love that notion. I think that's fascinating, and I think the idea of taking on that responsibility from like a grassroots position of like, how can we do that with the like these 2 people I like to make music with? Like, how do we like figure out a way to do that with what we got? Not like let's start a theater company that does this thing all the time and does all these different shows, and like to start from just like, no, it's these characters, it's these 3 individuals, and really get into the grit of who these people are first, and then go up with it. I think that's brilliant.
I want to mention that I did not know that Sydney and Adrian had these thoughts about me and like starting a band.
You're just like about to get in a U-Haul and
in my mind, I'm like, I'm coming up. I'm gonna move to New York City. I'm gonna move in with Sydney at Halsey Street, and I'm like, you know, like I hope I can afford it, and I know where to grocery shop. You know what I mean? Like
that was like the top of your concern
That was the
list.
top of my concern list.
Meanwhile, they were making plans for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess in a way.
It was just a twinkle of a plan.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, this is definitely going to happen.
Sure.
But it really started when we just finally started playing together.
Yeah.
And like people ask us like when we first started playing together.
We don't remember.
And we don't really have like one defining moment where we're like, we're a band now. Like we jammed for like a couple times in the apartment, and then Adrian was like, okay, let's go to the subway. And we were like, no, that's really scary, and we don't even know what we're doing yet.
Because that feels like home turf for you.
Yeah. Well, and because like, I mean, like we would always practice a lot before we like showed anybody anything.
Right.
And then he was just like, let's go do it. So we were like, okay. So there's a video on the internet that Maggie Lee, who's a graduate of the high school program, 09. What's up, Maggie? She videoed us in the subway singing the song Midnight Special that we literally just learned, and it was like it was like being shot out of a cannon. It was so scary to like playing in the subway is like a hugely vulnerable thing, like because there's no wall, there's no barrier, there's no anything. Like if somebody doesn't like you, you know, and if somebody does and is really engaged with you, then, then you really feel their attention. Yeah. And so like that first time we went out is like documented on the internet. Like that was like our first busking experience, which is
was it?
And how'd you do?
It was.
Yeah, I remember because Maggie was visiting and she was just like, "Oh, what if I record you?" And we were like, "Okay, sure, I guess."
Yeah.
But it's funny that like since then the subway has sort of become like our platform, pun intended, for trying.
This program fully supports humor.
Okay, good. Yes. Finally, my people. But it's become our platform for our experiments and our practice and our rehearsal. Like in the beginning, like I can only speak for myself, but I think you share this. Said like maybe not you, Adrian, because you're more exploratory.
Because I'm just crazy.
but it was very intimidating to sort of present like unfinished things you're not sure about to a mass amount of people. Right. But then there's a lot of freedom in that like in 15 minutes nobody's gonna be there that was the same as before.
Right.
You know, everyone gets swept away.
Your audience gets recycled and you have to try it again.
You have an audience of nobody that you will see in the next couple of days. So it is kind of
or maybe ever again.
Yeah. Or maybe ever again. But we see a lot of the same people. Or even when we're not playing. The same stops. Or even when we're by ourselves. Like I've just been walking around without my cello and people will be like, "Hey, you're in that Bandits on the Run."
That's awesome.
And that was like sort of a dream of ours when we first started out. Like, wouldn't it be cool if like one day we're just like walking around Brooklyn and someone's like, "Hey, you're Bandits on the Run." We're like, "Yeah."
I think the
and
next
step.
No, it's happened. Yeah.
I think the next step for sure is to find someone, an artist, a visual artist in the city, that you can have plausible deniability about. This show may ruin that, but so that you can say, "This isn't me. I didn't do it. It was definitely somebody else." But they just need to start the graffiti game. You need a logo, and you need to just tag the whole city with Bandits on the Run. I mean, no, it's us.
I've definitely thought about that.
Because we, have no arms, or, because some argument that you might be able to make up. But I don't know.
Because we have no arms.
Musicians.
All right, guys, time to get out the bone saw.
All right.
I'm committed to the band.
After we do it, we're like, crap, how are we going to play our
shows are a lot quieter these days.
Yeah. It's a different sort of sound.
I don't know about you guys, but I can do my shaky banana with my chin maybe. Or
that's true.
I can find a way.
But I do think that's a good idea. And we do like that idea of, like, we have our little 5-song EPs and we use stamps, like, to stamp them. We have these, like, cardboard sleeves. And we could just stamp the whole subway,
stamp the
maybe.
wall.
But, yeah,
We'll explore.
Yeah.
We'll explore.
It's an option.
Again, that kind of sounds like a premeditated confession. But,
No.
You gotta, like I said, find somebody else. Can't be you.
Well,
You've
it's not Regina and Adrian and Sydney doing this.
Yes.
Right. That's a good point. And I think probably...
We're talking as Regina, Adrian, and Sydney
NYPD
right now.
probably be sympathetic to that argument.
Yeah. I think so.
A real-life crime cannot be persecuted. I mean, you can't persecute a fictional character for a real-life crime.
That's true.
Right? That's in the books.
I believe so.
That's true.
It's in there somewhere.
We've done our research. Plus, we have a lawyer friend. So.
Right.
Yes.
Do you really?
We do, yeah. Hey, Chris.
Well, also Wild Bill.
Wild Bill.
We have
several
a lot of
lawyer friends.
Yeah, we're good.
For being bandits, we've got lots of lawyers.
One of the things that I really dig about this whole project is this name assignment thing that seems to be super fun for the three of you, not just to yourselves, but to other people that you encounter.
Oh, it's starting. It's
growing.
We have a mailing list where you write your name and you write your email, and then instead of name it says bandit name, so you can make up your own bandit name that you would like to be referred to.
Do most people make up their own, or do you make them up?
Most people.
Everyone makes up their own.
We can't give people their bandit.
Yeah,
names.
we can't really assign. I mean, we can help guide them in the process, but
Man, I was really looking forward to that.
once you no, we can guide you.
We can,
Yeah.
We'll be your bandit shaman.
Yeah.
Shop people.
I think you got it right. Oh, I see.
Sham people.
Because I don't think it's Shaw woman,
Yeah.
right?
Shaw tribe, Shaw.
High priestess.
Yeah,
And shaman.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I think that's the equivalent.
I mean,
I'm really well researched on that
obviously.
stuff. I know all that stuff. So
The naming thing is something that we were doing from the beginning, even before Bandits. Sydney had Kingsley, her cello,
right?
Yeah.
And I had already had my guitar that I was playing all the time. At the time, was named Carlo, and so we had these instruments with names, and then like Regina is all of Regina's little various variety
All
of
have names.
shaky instruments and xylophones. They all have names.
Side note, my shaky banana.
Yeah,
is
talk
named,
about that.
Is named Jared, after Jared Thompson.
Who I love.
Yeah, we all love him. He's amazing. And I love everything he's doing with Rhodey, and it's a very cool guy. But we named it after him because we just love how many bananas he eats.
He was he at no, we were at his house.
Potassium deficiency?
I don't know.
Something?
Well, he just loves fruits.
He has like a.
We were over at his house,
gluten
and
issue
he has an actual closet with a shelf that's just bananas, like it's all bananas, and he'll eat like 11 bananas for lunch, and you just see him eat every banana one by one. So
it's amazing.
So we have a shaky egg, but it's shaped like a banana, and
These all like little Morocco type.
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Gotcha. You have them?
Yeah, we do.
Of course.
Yeah, we have. They always travel with us.
For the people who can't see, which is most of the people in the world, imagine just a banana, and it sounds like this.
We'll hear it, I'm sure, shortly.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? Have to introduce the other ones.
They're gonna feel lonely. You're right.
Yeah.
So this is Lola, my tambourine. She's a showgirl. Right here.
Keep it, I'd keep it closer to you than,
She's a showgirl. And then this is Delilah the xylophone, whom Josh Brocky named.
That
actually.
is a great name.
And it's actually a glockenspiel, but we don't care.
We don't care. So
Funny thing about Delilah is
that really makes me feel like we're about to go
do
to a wonderful neighborhood.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here we are.
Delilah,
it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood all of a sudden. This is magic.
Where's
neighborhood of make-believe?
Daniel the cat? Where's Daniel?
What?
Daniel the cat?
In Mr.
Oh,
Rogers'
Mr.
neighborhood.
Oh, right, of course.
He was the
Right.
sweetest little.
You're right.
I didn't know
Or
that
he was
was
a lion, maybe.
I know.
I don't know.
I think Daniel's the one
idea.
from the Lion's Den. That's a biblical tale.
That might. There's a connection. There's a method to the madness of Mr. Rogers.
Certainly.
But Delilah will just sing randomly because we'll be like walking and she'll be in Regina's backpack.
Yeah.
And just be like. Tick, 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 tick. Or like when we're on the
Clank,
road,
clank.
the road is like shaking
We
the car.
briefly
a
sort of
little
sounds
bit.
like this. Sort of like. Wait, no. No,
Okay,
it's
now that
much
sounds
nicer.
really
That sounds
okay.
creepy.
Okay, yeah.
Don't use that, Rob.
Don't put that on the
People
internet.
out.
Solid radio
I don't want
content.
to.
So tell me about this Kickstarter that you got going on.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
All right.
I would love to.
Wait, can I
So
just add something? It kind of segues into the Kickstarter.
Sure.
Please do.
Yeah, so like we were talking about names, and it seems like really every single person that we've met that interacts with us, that like keeps coming back, they start accruing these identities, these bandit identities. We have a friend, Chris Wyatt, who has kind of morphed into our manager, and the manager is this like kind of crackpot manager with a cigar and glasses.
And he sort of talks like this.
Yeah, and you're gonna be hot.
Yeah,
That
real
single's
hot.
gonna be hot.
Yeah, Dad, do the one about the potato. Do the
Yeah.
song. Yeah, it's.
So at our EP release party, because we did a little EP last year that we
No, it
recorded.
wasn't last year. It was this year.
This year, it was
Yeah.
this year.
Wow.
We started recording
Yeah.
it last year.
I guess
We did in December.
Well, we did the release in March.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
So we had a EP release concert and then a party back in Bushwick, and we needed to find an interesting way to get people from one place to the other. So we did this like walk, like a subway crawl. We called it, where we had some of these people introduce these characters, or like play these characters, and we were the bandits on the way back.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was
also Andrew Jernigan showed up as the law. He had like a little button on and he like sunglasses and like a hat. And he wrote up like a whole ordinance about like he was so funny.
Fantastic.
Like especially like these random fans of ours who like didn't know him were just like,
what
is going on? But
he was
great.
amazing. He actually based that character off of the officer in Andrew Colleen's arrest video.
Yeah. So
That's fantastic.
It's all a big circle.
And what was really wonderful about that is that kind of going back to theater in unexpected places, like there were people who were following us specifically because they knew that we were a band and that we're, going to this party. But what was great is that obviously like we're in the subway. So all these people who were just riding the car started like coming in and listening and joining in on our activity. And it was so joyful. It was very cool.
Yeah, the Bandits universe is like so inclusive. Like,
Right.
Yes.
That's
anyone
my favorite
can be a
thing about
bandit.
it.
Anyone like that's I think what people say sets us apart from other bands is because they're like some bands are just so sort of aloof and like kind of there's a distance and it seems like they're like too cool or something and it's like we all know we're not cool. We just want to like have fun.
Yeah.
Bandits just want to have fun.
That's true. There's a very famous woman said something similar.
Yeah.
That's true. But in that same spirit, we do like it's great to expand our universe with these people who want to just play with us, you know. And along those same lines, like circling it back to the Kickstarter, we have our friend Chris playing our manager, like in the movie. It's like a short film.
So you know the Kickstarter medium. We're doing a Kickstarter.
Sure.
We want to fundraise for our full length album. We haven't had the funds to do a multi-track album in a real recording studio, which
with like
is
all the bells and whistles and like what you'll hear on our EP is like all of us recording at the same time. It's not like it's very
live.
DIY and live and sort of like stitched together, which is like cool for our sound. But we want to have something that's like really polished and like radio ready and just like really like something that's the best representation of what we can do. So we're like, okay, let's do this Kickstarter. And we went through sort of several ideas of like how to go about it, but we didn't want to do the thing where it's like, hi, we're Bandits on the Run, and we're asking for some money for this thing. Let's talk about it. Like it was.
That doesn't feel like us. That doesn't feel like our spirit.
And it's also probably not going to work.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's just not functional. What's the word I'm looking for?
I think it's just not. It's no longer relevant because that whole medium of Kickstarter is flooded now.
Yes.
The concept of crowdfunding is extremely popular right now, and everybody's doing it for different stuff, and it's working for a lot of different people. But like YouTube did in the same way, at first it was like if you had something decent, it wasn't hard to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Because there was so much like brr. But now YouTube is the home of everything that is great.
Yeah.
And it's like if you want to get big on that, you got to be great.
Yeah.
And Kickstarter's now in that same family. It's like there's a lot of Kickstarters out there, and a lot of them are like, hey, give me some money.
Right.
And the more you sound like that, the less money you're going to get. And the more it's like, look what we're bringing to the world.
Yeah.
And here's why. And here's how you can help. That is something worth watching. And it can't be too long.
Our aim actually was to make the first ever fictional narrative Kickstarter video.
That's awesome.
Because we have these characters.
Yeah.
And it seems natural. Because also a very important thing about these characters that we've developed is that they are pretty much in every way like just a through the looking glass version of ourselves. They're bandits in a big world. They want to
That's so cute.
Sounds like a trailer for a children's
Okay, when
little bandits in a big world.
This guy's selling the shit out of your thing, and you find it hilarious.
I know we love it. Oh my god. Also in 5 years, look out for our children's book, Bandits in a Big World, illustrated by Scott Nicholson. Hop on board, Scott.
Smart.
So they're bandits. They really just all they want to do is become infamous bandits, which is the situation that we found ourselves in reality in New York. You're an art school, drama school grad. You go there. You're like, I'm gonna make it, and then it's just there's so much stuff
Yeah.
There's so many people doing exactly the same thing.
Right.
Like, so you have to find the thing that sets you apart, and I think that like the Bandits are also trying to find that in their own criminal ring.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the whole premise of it is that like you said, we're bandits in a big world, and we have this manager who's just like really a horrible manager and like mismanages all of our funds, and so we find out in the length of this Kickstarter video that we have no money. We fire the manager, and then we're like, we get all angry with each other, and we like all like disappear, and then we go to our separate sort of lands and have epiphanies about what to do next.
But we can't spoil the ending.
That's true.
And then you have to watch the rest of the movie to see what happens.
Exactly.
To find out if they reunite.
You have to find out if we reunite.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. But also, it was great because, like Andrew Ace did our Kickstarter video, like filmed it for us because he's doing the whole. Yeah.
Well, he did a
and
music video for us when we
did
made
our Tiny Desk concert. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know Tiny Desk. It's a video blog on NPR. They get really well-known artists to come in and play around a tiny desk. So
Right.
they did their first contest this year to do a tiny desk for an unsigned artist. But the best thing about it was not the fact that there was a winner. It was the fact that they had this blog that, as submissions kept coming in, they got more than 3,000 videos.
They chose the ones that they really liked, and they put it on their blog page.
Which was a lot of really great exposure, and also created a community
That's amazing.
of artists all around the United States. Like, we've gotten people like who
We should
also-
mention that we were featured.
I wanted to say that before
yeah.
But we naturally did ours in the subway, and like we had a really cool video of like just an impromptu sort of like crowd gathering around us, and like a really cool sort of video. And so they put us up on their blog, which was great, and we got like some exposure from that. And like Adrian said, some other bands like from Brooklyn or elsewhere like messaged us and were like, hey, you want to play a show together, or it was a great sort of networking thing.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so we used him again for that video, and we have some other NCSA alum in the video scattered about, and it's just fun. It was so much fun. I can't wait to see it and see how it.
You guys
turned
are
out.
really gonna like it. I even if you have I don't know where I'm going with this. It's a great movie. That's what I'm trying to say. I think everyone will really enjoy it, and that's what's important to us is we are very concerned. Well, concerned is a strong word, but it's part of our spine to give everyone the best of ourselves and to give everyone the best product and to make sure we're not like cheating people out of everything that we can give them. And so like our Kickstarter is going to be the best quality. The rewards are very generous rewards, because if you give anything, that means so much
thankful.
to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, so we're not going to we're not going to short you. We're going to give you a deal because we're thankful,
And I know you'll be the kind that actually follow up and make sure everybody gets their stuff.
Yes.
and-
Yeah, because a lot of times that does not happen.
Very
and-
common. Then that's not particularly enforced.
Yeah.
But I know that you'll be straight about that. What are your dates for the Kickstarter?
We don't have our solid launch date yet, but it'll be sometime between October 24th and 30th. So it's like coming up.
Okay, so end of the month.
So one of those days around the end of the month will be our like launch date, and then it'll go for like 25 days probably.
Gotcha. So basically, people will have, for the most part, the month of
November.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
to
indeed.
get involved, to check out everything that you've done.
Yeah.
Do you have
A website?
a website and a YouTube channel? You have that kind of stuff?
We do.
We have
all
a
of that.
YouTube channel. Our primary friend throughout our career so far has been Facebook.
Yeah.
Strangely, but it's been a very good way to post pictures and little updates and videos, kind of everything in one, and
Definitely.
and really work on this voice.
And you guys are on Instagram too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're on
We have
Instagram
that's closely linked to
and Twitter, but we don't really use our Twitter as much as we
Exactly
it's
the
so
same thing.
confusing.
This show is
But,
the
yeah.
same way with that exact platform.
Yeah.
Facebook is great. You always do better on your own page than you do on your group, than on
Right.
your
Yeah.
page for your project or whatever. And then, Instagram is also great. And then Twitter feels like you're in a sea of things that no one's going to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
how
Yes.
do you possibly get any followers? And even if you had 1,000, would they even see it?
Exactly.
It's like, to me, it feels very like, I don't know how to participate in that world. I
Yeah.
feel like I should be. but I don't know how. But the YouTube channel thing, I find I put it off, at least for this show, for a while because I was like, it's not a video. And to me, it was like, it seems dumb to put an audio show on YouTube.
But that's how I listen to it.
But
that's how I
it
listen
is
to it.
so much more accessible to people now. And I deeply regret not starting it that way. But it's still on SoundCloud because you have to have that in order to put it on the iTunes store for the podcast app. So it's it's still on there as well. But people stop listening to it on SoundCloud, which is exactly what I wanted.
But yeah, we're working on their website too, and actually Brittany Curtis from High School 09 is helping us with that too. So sorry, I just want to say all the pickles that we're working with.
No, you definitely should.
I'm just dropping all the names.
Name dropping is what this program is kind of about. It's a little bit.
We've dropped a lot of names. I'm very proud. About how we've built this community, and it's not only NCSA exclusive.
Oh, no.
You know, we have a very wide net of people who are lovely and kind and talented.
Some of whom we just randomly ran into on the subway. Like there are numerous people that we've worked with a lot that or who come to a lot of our shows
or have hired us to play their wedding or just seeing us on the subway or at a music venue and
So other than a first studio album, what do you guys want from this? What do you want to do with this?
We want a tour.
And what does a tour mean for this immersive thing?
Well, we've been sort of on a mini tour right now, being down in North Carolina. This is sort of like a trial run. We've been here for a week, and we're leaving on this Sunday or next Monday, and it's been really interesting. Because I feel like a tour for us doesn't mean just playing venues. I mean, we played a music festival last weekend, which was really awesome. It was our first music festival at Shakori Hills. And it was amazing. And we've played at some venues that have been really amazing. But this past week we went to Asheville and we just played on the street. I think finding really busker friendly cities in America, it would also be a part of our tour. A big part of our tour is just being on the street. And I mean, while we were playing, this woman walked up to us and she was like, "Hey, you want to be on the radio? I have a radio show." And we were like, "Yeah, sure." Yes. So we were on the radio that day at 5 on Asheville Public Radio. Just awesome. Planning ahead, but also staying open to new experiences is sort of the balance that we try to find.
And then you can retire in Austin, Texas.
Of course.
The live music capital of the world.
Yeah. Well, the tour for me is about making friends. I think that's what we've done the most of on this trip is just... And seeing old friends, of course.
Lots of old friends.
But connecting with people, it's a really amazing thing. We even in Brooklyn, and we're busking a lot, and we make a lot of friends out there too. But it's been really refreshing to get out of the city, out of the community that we normally find ourselves in, and go somewhere else. It's been. It kind of feels like we came, we saw, we conquered in a much more friendly way.
We came, we made friends, we left for now.
Softer, but sweeter. But I like it.
But I think you say touring, especially because we're kind of on this kick right now. But there are so many things that we've talked about in the future that we're so interested in doing.
We want to make some really cool music videos. We want to play some bigger venues, open for some, bands that people already know, and all the whole business side of it we don't know much about because that's not what we studied. That's not the world we've been into. We're still sort of babies. We just opened up an
LLC.
Yeah, we're still sort of babies in the world of the music business.
Sure.
We just got a bank account together as Bandits on the Run, which is great, but it's we don't know about, really managers or record labels, and we're researching all of that right now, and that's something, to take ourselves a little bit more seriously, as a music entity as well as an experience.
So anybody out there listening who is in the music industry, now's the time to take advantage of these guys. They have no idea what's going on. They're new, they're fresh, they're green, and, looking to have a huge percentage of their money taken from them.
Yeah,
definitely. But seriously, we are in the market for producers, for managers. We really as we've
because you fired that crackpot, right?
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
We
Well, he kind of resigned. He ran off with Dolores.
Wait,
Sorry.
In order to see all the drama, watch our Kickstarter video. I'm telling you, it's a movie, y'all. It's a movie.
It is. It's a short 4-minute film that will
gonna be a little longer
take
than
your heart. 4 to 5.
4 to 5 minute film.
No, it won't be more than 5.
It's about 56 minutes.
Right.
Okay, we made a feature film, all right? All right.
It's a quick Oscar-length feature. Sink your teeth in.
It's a 5-day immersive
Our Oscar-length
film
Kickstarter
experience.
video.
So check out the Bandits on the Run Kickstarter, and let's listen to a couple of their tunes. I have an original song here, and then I'm going to follow that up with one of my favorite songs that they've covered here off of their EP. This is Bandits on the Run.
Do you live on a lonely island? Do you live on a lonely hill? Are you perched in a pot in the dry, dry air on a lonely windowsill? Have you finally found that you're an only child? Do you stare at the ground where the flowers grow wild? Have you taken root? Don't plan to move till the sunlight don't come round. Do you think about the future? Do you think about the past? Does your time drag along like the pace of this song? Do you dream of it dragging fast? Have you suddenly seen that you're a single seed? Do your brothers and your sisters give you wool like the weeds? Are you scared of the sun? Don't plan to run till the rain starts coming down. Oh, down in the valley, in the soil of your soul is your family. The family. Don't dilly-dally, don't boil up a bowl, it's your family. The family. And when you think that you thought about all that you got, just remember that figure that is thinking of void. And the voices in your head think you're better off dead, but they're the only company you got. Yeah, they're the only company you got. Kick it now. Do you need somebody to want for? Do you want somebody to need? Or have you learned how to live out a lonesome love like a low-life I call me? Perhaps you believe that there's no need to grieve. You are all that you need to be alone and free. Are you scared of the sun? Don't plan to run till the fool's gold has been found, and the sunlight don't come round, and the rain keeps coming down. suddenly appeared before me, the only one I could ever hold. I heard someone whisper, please adore me. And when I looked up, the moon was gold. Blue moon. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. And then there suddenly appeared before me, the only one I could ever hold. I heard someone whisper, please adore me. And when I looked up, the moon was gold. Blue moon. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Well, that's all I got this week for you folks. Join us next time on At the Elephants with Rob Morris. And in case it hasn't been made abundantly clear, I agree with Senator Sanders.
So I've been reading about nameless things. Don't ask me what they are.